Hey guys, how we doing? I'm Joe Gaither, and I'm the host of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. And usually I'm doing sports talk, but today I am not doing any sports because I live in Northport, and it's a very interesting time in Northport as we're facing city council elections. Municipal elections are on August 26th. If you live in Northport, you're going to get a chance to cast your vote, and I hope that you do get out there. And so today I have the pleasure of being joined by District 1 current representative and running for re-election, Christy Bobo. We're going to get to know Christy. We're going to get to know her platform, get to know what she did on the city council in her previous term, and maybe what her vision is for Northport in the next term if should she win the August 26th election. So no sports today, but maybe a little more serious right here as we get ready for Northport municipal elections. Christy, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Joe, for having me. It's really nice to be here and, just getting the opportunity to step outside of the real world, come into your studio. So I appreciate you having me.
I'm excited. I'm ready to see what happens in Northport next because I feel like I moved into Northport really spring of 2020, and I have not done really any sort of plugging into the political scene. And really, I've been in Tuscaloosa since 2010, and I've just been really oblivious to all of it. But everywhere I read online is this and that, and elections, and this issue and that issue, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in Northport next. And I'm grateful to be a teeny tiny part of it.
I love that. But when you say you haven't been a part of it, have you been to any events? Holiday open house or wine festival downtown, bunny trail? You're not doing any of the things.
Exactly.
I'm going to make you start doing those things.
Well, we're hoping to. We'll write them all down and we'll get involved more. I live a recluse lifestyle in a lot of ways, so I'm excited to kind of figure out what's going on right in my backyard.
Yeah, and right down the street from your backyard, we've got a whole sports complex coming. You're gonna start coming.
I'm excited to talk about River Run Park and to really see the young men and women get after it. I live pretty close to Kentucky, and it's nice to walk the dog and see the lights and hear the families cheering, and it gives you a real sense of life in your town. And so I'm excited to see what River Run Park gets to, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But I wanted to start it with really what you do outside of city council. Give us a background on Christy Bobo. Like, what is your day to day? What's your real job? Maybe what's your background in Tuscaloosa? Just easy basics, so the people who just see your name on a page know who you are.
Okay, so wait, I have a question for you.
Please.
What kind of dog do you have?
Oh, I can't say because she'll get put down. She's a pit bull. She's a pit bull, but she stays on a tight leash, and she's super sweet. We have never had.
That's a pity.
Yeah, I rescued her from Samantha. Just up 43, and she was skin and bones, and we did heartworm medicine, and she is just really as sweet as can be. A 60-pound tank who thinks she's a 4-pound dog.
Lap dog.
Yes.
I have a lap dog too. His name is Tucker.
Okay.
And he's a miniature Shetland sheepdog. So he's a little shelty.
Okay, great.
He's under 20 pounds, but he thinks he's probably 65 or 70. So he gets along with everyone and wants to talk to everybody like he's a person and chit-chats with me all day. I work from home. So I work for an agency that is actually located in DC. I work remotely.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so we're a history and heritage archives agency. We help people dig into their past, their corporate heritage, and find those golden nuggets that can help authenticate their messaging for marketing, for social media, for employee retainment or recruitment. So we do a lot of really cool stuff. I get to pretend like I'm Indiana Jones when I go visit our archives facility. It's a lot of fun.
Which one's your favorite Indiana Jones?
Oh, man. Lost Ark, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's a good one. Yes, for
That's
sure.
the one.
They open up the Ark and all the bad guys melt away, and it's just
yeah. That's it.
Don't be messing with those holy artifacts.
Yeah, it's an incredible company that I work for. We have a 30,000 square foot facility that is just filled with archives from long-standing corporations that are globally known, Fortune 500. So it's been interesting. I've been there for 2 years. I was at Randall Raleigh for almost 7 before that. I ran the Tuscaloosa Amphitheater before that, opened the Tuscaloosa Farmers Market, and before that, worked for Alabama Athletics. So the sports connection has continued to propel me forward into new opportunities, and I've enjoyed it.
Well, that's great. We need to get you watching the Joe Gaither show from time to time.
Absolutely. I agree.
We're looking forward to the 2025 football season. I hope that it's going to be a buzzing season in Tuscaloosa, but in Northport also. Lots of great
Mhm.
businesses that will take advantage of the season and get excited. You've been city councilwoman for District 1 since 2020, but you were appointed just before you won that election.
Yes.
I'll ask you just background. What made you want to get involved, move from your corporate job or move from all these projects into really service?
So I am a little bit, you'll hear people say, my friends told me I should do this. I would be really good at it. Or my family told me I should do this. I'd be really good at it. I felt led by my faith and called to do this. And I think it is a combination of the experiences that I've had from the jobs that I've had that have given me the confidence to step forward in that faith and be able to deal with things on this level. So, having worked for the Sabins, I helped them start Next Kids Foundation here in Tuscaloosa. Having that experience let me know that I could do more for our community than I'd ever, really thought I can step out here and do this. I wanted to do it in 2012. I felt being tugged, like my heart was being pulled to do it. But I was working at the River Market and the amphitheater, and I thought there is no time for this. Again, in 2016, I felt I'm supposed to do this. And I had friends who were on the council and I saw what they were doing and I wanted to be a part of it. I saw the things that they were interested in, like bringing the sports park here and bringing that into fruition. And I thought there's got to be a better way that we can get this moving quickly. So being able to be a part of that for the last 5 years has been incredible, but it wasn't my doing. It's all been teamwork. And we've been set up for success by those who came before us. So it's being a part of that legacy that really means something special to me. I felt called to do it. I'm still called to do it. Now, whether it's with this election or with the city council, I know that I'll be serving the community until I'm not called to do it anymore.
Well,
You
that's
know?
that's great. What would you say over the last, well, now 5 years, since 2020, since you were elected, are some of your, accomplishments that you're the most proud of? That you go to sleep at night and think, yeah, I did good right there.
That's tough because the most recent is the partnership with Nick and Terry Saban and Nick's kids to do the playground in Civitan Park. So we extended the Civitans lease their building at Civitan Park from the city of Northport. So we extended that lease for them, I think, another 10 or 15 years. Don't quote me on that. I think it's 10 so that they have that security. But the special thing about that building is that the Civitan Club members, built that building with their hands, brick by brick. So, yes, we've upgraded it, and there's an event space where people can have meetings or birthday parties or gatherings. But that's very special that we have people in our community who came together and built a building for people to gather in. So being able to partner with Next Kids and put a playground there in that space, there's so much green space between the different play structures. There's one large play structure and a swing set, and then across the green area and on the other side of the building is a small children's zip line. So it's fun. It's right on my top of mind. Of course, I love the sports complex. I love what University Beach is doing to help guide Northport into another direction so that we can have more retail and recruitment opportunities for economic development. But that playground's always going to be right there in my heart.
For the kids, of course.
Yeah,
That's what it's all
absolutely.
about. Yeah. Well, we'll get right into economic development and stuff. And I've heard you, or I've read you talked about maybe a movie theater, maybe Culver's. What? And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what are some of the businesses that you would like to bring to Northport, and maybe what are the best ways to recruit businesses to Northport?
I do this very old fashioned way. I have a spreadsheet of things that people have told me they would like to see. and I research the CEO of the corporation and their corporate headquarters and reach out to them and see, are you open to bringing that business here? Is this a franchise opportunity for someone? What are the statistics that you need to consider coming here? I've been doing that, gosh, I want to say 2021. I started on the retail development committee and co-chaired it. And for the last year and a half, I've been the chair of it. So it's just working, plugging away at those, meeting with developers. And when they reach out to the city, we also have our terrific city staff, our city administrator, Glenda Webb, and deputy city administrator, Tara Tubbs will sit down with me and a developer or with a developer if I'm not able to make it even and give them all the information that they need to know about investing in Northport. So yes, there has been talk with several different movie theaters. We have talked to Culver's at one time in the past. It's not out of our reach. I think maybe 10 years ago it probably was out of our reach, but we're getting there, and the things like River Run Park, Northport Shores, those developments are bringing more visitors and tourism into our area. So we're getting a little more attention from other entities now, which is great.
So as you bring these other business ventures and economic development, a lot of people may be worried about, the fabric of Northport is changing. What does the fabric of Northport? What is the heart? What is the community of Northport? What does that look like? How do you define Northport and its people?
Yeah, I think preserving our past. I mean, of course, I work for a heritage company. So when I see things like what we've been able to accomplish through help with Friends of Historic Northport in the Heritage Center and Visitor Center Museum that's right at our gateway, the way that we've been able to improve that area at the community center park and the building there that we've also renovated, that just speaks volumes to preserving our history. Right now, we're working on the Main Avenue Streetscape project. I don't know if you watched the council meeting last night, but we had a big step forward. I know we've been talking about the Streetscape project for Main Avenue for years. Right when I got on the council, I was able to announced that we were starting a project that kind of loops around by the river.
Great.
It's part of Main Avenue.
Yeah.
It's just a little further down. To be able to take that style that you see and carry it all the way up to Highway 82.
Sweet.
So it's coming. All of the right of way acquisitions have gone through now. We are working on utility relocation now. So there's going to be some bumps in the road. We need a lot of patience to get through the project. It's
Well,
coming.
that's going to help Abby and I. We walk basically from the house all the way to the Riverwalk, around the Riverwalk, and then back, and she's wore out. But the sidewalks, when connecting downtown to the Riverwalk, it took a minute, but not an exorbitant amount of time. Made that walk and made that run so much smoother and
Yeah.
easier, not having to be in traffic. So I
So
say,
we've got this pedestrian plan for that area as well as the north part of Northport, that our city engineer and deputy city administrator have been working on implementing. We have allocated funding for it. It's just starting all of these projects. It's taken a little bit of time with the
sure.
right of way acquisition. Yeah.
I'd say that's great. Let's talk about River Run Park because that's almost done and it's going to open in really almost at the end of this month. We're recording really what is it, August 5th. So 20 or so days it's going to open.
11 days.
Oh, 11. Oh my
August
gosh. I thought it was the
16th.
26th. Okay, it's
Yes.
the 19th, right?
The 16th. Yeah. It's a Saturday the 16th.
Okay, so let's talk about River Run Park and just give you a moment to talk about what you're excited about River Run Park and what it will do for Northport to have this renovated ball fields.
So
Well, the brand new ball fields, not
that's why
renovated,
it's so
brand
hard
new.
for you to tell me to pick a favorite project. It's something that's close to my heart because I have family members who will be playing ball at this park. So we have 9 fields, softball, baseball, and in future phases, we will have competitive cheer, dance, basketball, and some pickleball courts inside. We've already put some temporary ones outside for people to enjoy while we're building out. But all of these things, to see that we've been able to do this in under 5 years, it's incredible. I went out to River Run Park last Thursday or Friday, I believe, and saw the murals that are being painted. It just looks like a traditional ballpark. And I feel like we've really captured that charm of historic downtown Northport. We could have gone modern, sleek, and excellence, but when does that wear out and become outdated? We've been able to incorporate some of the things that make downtown Northport charming and do that in a way that's going to last for generations.
Let's move to maybe a more controversial project, University Beach. What has been the feedback that you've heard from your constituents in District 1 about University Beach?
So I hear pros and cons. I hear for and against all day, every day. Um, it delights me when I hear someone who was against it, who's turned for it now. Um, that's probably one of the best moments because it's been really hard. It's been hard being a part of the group that knew what the potential of it was, but unable to speak to it because of the NDAs that we had to sign. So basically, even if this were Chick-fil-A coming to Northport and they haven't bought the property yet, we can't speak to it, even though we might know about it or it's been hinted to us. And this is a private development. It's a private developer. So incentives that we've offered include infrastructure and tax abatements. And we've done that for several different businesses. But this one, because of the size and because of the proximity to other neighborhoods, has been especially contentious. I don't like that. I'm a people pleaser. I want everyone to be happy and everyone to benefit from the things that we do. I do feel that everyone is going to benefit from the things that we're doing. I do think there is also a lack in communication. I think we're working on that. And I know that the developer has agreed to come and speak with the different neighborhoods about how they feel about the buffer zones that he's created, how he has twisted, turned, and changed the layout to create the least amount of interference with people's daily lives. So I look for that to happen in the next few months. And hopefully, we can do everything possible to make this project great. We need it to be great because of that economic development side of it, the jobs that it's creating, the other opportunities that it's bringing to Northport. We need developers to see I can succeed if I go to Northport. I can build a neighborhood in Northport and it's going to be successful and people are going to be proud of it. The more we can show other people that, the more we're able to grow in a smart way and update our infrastructure. Quite frankly, the revenues that are going to come in from the sports complex and University Beach will be the revenues that are paving our streets in 10 years. Those are the revenues that are going to make it so that we don't have to increase taxes for the citizens who live here. So the more things that we can get going that are good, now they're growing pains with it. And I didn't like it when there was a developer who took one house down that was behind my house and put 3 in its place. I was really upset about it. I had all of these fears that these people are gonna be able to see into my yard. They're gonna be able to see into my house. The house is taller than my house. They're gonna be able to look into my bedroom. And I was so worried about it, but honestly, it has improved our neighborhood. It has improved my property value, and they have been the best neighbors of any that have ever been had at my house. So I think there's a way to be optimistic about it, even if you don't like it, you know?
So I haven't followed the project too much, but I obviously see all the discourse online.
Mhm.
My perception is water park has been morphed into maybe a lake of some sorts. I'll just ask, what has the project turned into, and what do you think? Why do you think people have been so um, confused about where the project has gone?
I think those proprietary studies that were done that we were privy to seeing but not dispersing caused a lot of confusion. There is a water park. It is on one side of it, adjacent to the venue, and then there is the lagoon, and then there's housing. The housing now backs up to as close as you would get to the other neighborhood that is behind it. So it matches, it pairs well to have the housing on that back side so that that's what the other neighborhood could see. But there's also a lot of foliage and trees that are being brought in to create that buffer zone. Um, the Marriott that's coming, I'm excited about that. That is the best brand of Marriott that we have access to in West Alabama. So I feel confident that the Marriott brand believes in the project and is moving forward with it. I'm especially excited about Harrison Construction. They're local. They're right here in Northport, right down the street from you.
They do the stadium
Yeah,
stuff on the stadium.
they do. They do. I actually worked with them on the North End Zone expansion when I was at Bryant Denny.
So
Yeah, so they're great. They employ a lot of people who live in Northport. It's just bringing more opportunities in countless ways for us.
So, to what would you say, kind of wrapping up this portion of of the conversation,
Yeah.
to the people who are, I'm against it. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't like it. What are some of the things that you've said to the people? You said you've got some people on your
Both
flipping.
both ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Flipping positive. What are some of the things you say that turn people or that flip people positive and say, "Oh, I didn't know that. Now I'm ready for it. Now I'm excited about it." What would be some of the sales points that you would use to maybe convince people that, hey, this is going to be good for Northport?
Yeah, I think the selling points with us having Harrison Construction on board, with there being a Marriott coming, those have changed people's minds because they hear those names and know that it's going to be done in a first class way and it's going to be handled correctly. Um, but I hear it both ways. I've had people who have told me, I'm excited to bring my kids there. There's nothing to do around here. I'm excited to bring my grandchildren there. Or I don't like a water park. And quite frankly, I'm not a big fan of a water park myself. I don't like to see someone's suntan oil go floating by me and wonder who it came off of. I'm a little bit of a germ, not a phobe, not a germaphobe, but for
You need to stay
it's
clean.
weird.
Absolutely need to
It's
stay clean.
weird. Yeah. But this is clean and fun, and it's it's walkable. It feels safe and contained. What would flip someone's opinion, it may not be until they go there and experience it and have a good experience.
Yeah.
They have every right to feel the way that they do if they live by it and they don't want traffic coming by their house, or they don't wanna hear the noise from it. I would feel that way in certain situations too. That's what I was mentioning about the houses that were built behind me. There used to be one very small, one-level house behind me, and 3 came in that are 2 to 3 stories behind me. It's just I had to get used to it, and I had to see for myself, "Hey, this is a good thing and not a bad thing." And I know it's not as simple as that when
Sure.
it's a large something of this size. I think it's gonna take time. I think it's gonna take a mindset shift. And some people may never feel that shift. They may hate it the whole time that they're living in that area. But things change.
That's kind of a fact of life.
Yeah.
We're talking to Christy Bobo, and she's candidate for re-election, District 1 City Council right here in Northport. We want to encourage you guys to get to the polls on August 26th. And really, I'd like to keep us moving here by talking about transparency. A lot of people are, oh, things aren't transparent in City Hall. Things aren't this, that. What are some of the ways that you think that the City Council improve in that area?
So I probably said the same thing in 2012 or 2016 because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't have time to watch a council meeting. Sometimes they're very dry and boring and long, and they're not at all interesting.
Monday Night Football is on.
Right. There's so many other things that you can be doing. And so it was me not taking the time to get to know what was going on. I encourage people to come to our council meetings. But since 2020, we have updated our website. We've implemented a app called Notify Northport. So if you
Nice.
see something and want to report it, I'm sorry,
You're
excuse me.
fine.
If you see something and you want to report it, it's easy to take a photo of it, upload it to the app, and get someone from Public Works immediately involved. We've put all of our contact information on our website so that people can reach out to us by email or by calling 205 339 7000. It's easy to memorize. um, Whoever is at the front desk can get a hold of us pretty quickly. We'll get back in touch as soon as we can. I'm open to meeting with anyone who asks for a meeting with me. And I think we've taken measures to correct some of the issues from the past. I know we have. We have more staff in place who are dedicated to answering and resolving problems. So Northport has had a quick growth spurt. I would say when I came in 2020, I was astounded by the work that was getting done by the limited amount of employees that we had. We have worked really hard to hire and retain employees. It's so costly when we had the high turnover.
Mhm.
So we've invested, this council and mayor have invested in what do we need to do to get people trained, to get the correct number of staff members in each department, and to keep them there. What would make them happy and want to stay? So first off, we changed the employees who were on, it was called Tier 2 retirement with RSA. We changed that every employee is eligible for Tier 1 retirement. That was a big RSA upgrade for the people who were on that second tier plan. We have increased their pay. So we changed their step raises from, I think it was 1.25. Don't quote me on that. I get numbers
Ballparks is okay.
transposed sometimes, to 3.75. There's step raises, so that's an annual raise. And then we've been able to do cost of living raises for the past few years. Of if you added up the percentages from each year, it's over 20%. Hoping to do that again this year, so it would be closer to 25, 26% total. I think that investing in our employees is the best way to be able to give back to every citizen. They're happy. They want the city's services to be top notch, and that makes our city top notch.
So, should you be reelected in August, what will be some of your goals in your next term for District 1 and for obviously larger Northport?
Yeah. So in the next term, I would like to see a little more preservation. One of the things that we implemented at the community center is focus on senior citizens. So they have games there every weekday. They have a hot meal, the senior nutrition plan served there every weekday, and they have bingo. It's so fun.
Are you calling them out?
I mean, I need to ask if I can do that. That might be like a wish list item.
I saw a flash from Better Call Saul where he does the bingo at the
Oh
old
wow.
That would be fun.
I don't know if I want to be like Saul in that
No,
situation.
but I just finished that maybe a month
Yeah.
ago, and he was doing bingo throughout it. And you said bingo.
Was that your
was
first time watching it?
I went about 2 seasons and then dropped off maybe when I lost it, but then I watched it all the way through this summer,
Yeah.
and it was mind blowing.
It is. And I feel like I've seen it more than once. And I feel like I see something new that I didn't realize the first time because I watched it years ago. But yeah, that and Breaking Bad, same.
Go back to back and then finish with what Gran Torino or El Camino is
I
the
haven't
movie.
seen that yet.
So the movie El Camino is the last 2 hours, basically after Jesse leaves the facility, and that's the conclusion of the whole of their story.
No, I haven't seen
There
that.
you
I
go.
need to put that on the list. But our senior center,
So I'm sorry, I derailed you.
I'm bringing you back around.
Perfect.
From even my ADHD. I would like to see transportation included there so that people can be picked up and taken to the facility if they're unable to drive. You know, some people don't have relatives or next door neighbors or friends who can take them to participate in those functions every day. So I'd like to be able to see that funded and implemented where anyone can sign up and get picked up if they don't have a ride. There are a lot of things that are going on at the sports complex we need to keep pushing on, and those phases. So the next phase 2 is to renovate all of the fields that are currently in play at Kentuck for Warrior Baseball and Northport Fast Pitch. So building out new fields for them to have a permanent home. They're playing on the fields at River Run Park, but they won't have it on the weekends unless they are in a tournament there. So I want to see that home built out with the biggest priority there. And then, of course, the next phase with the basketball facility where we can have cheer and dance and other competitive sports going on. That'd probably be my biggest wish list item.
Perfect. In 2024, Northport lost the Kentuck Art Festival across the river, and many people have misconceptions about what went on with that. Without getting too deep in the weeds, what would you say you learned from that experience, and maybe where do you think the future is with Kentuck downtown in Northport?
What I learned from that experience is that poor communication can lead to very what might seem irrational fear, but it's not irrational when you haven't things haven't been explained to you.
Hmm.
So I think there was a way that we all could have come together and gone to the park and shown everyone, hey, this dirt pile, we're not going to give it an opportunity to slide or move or harm you in any way. We're not demolishing the Kentuck Park area. I want to see that preserved forever,
Yeah.
personally. So the fields that we're talking about moving, renovating would be beyond that. That park area, in my opinion, needs to be preserved. And I think there was question because we got dirt at a very low cost and needed somewhere to store it immediately. There was question about that dirt pile and what it was going to do to the park. And as you can see now, it's obvious it didn't do anything. We didn't let it slide. We didn't let it cause problems. That was never the intent. But I think a walkthrough, a site walkthrough might have helped with the communications on that. It was absolutely rational to be afraid of that big mountain of dirt. It was huge, and if you've been around anywhere where there's a mudslide, that could come to your imagination. So I just think there was an opportunity for better communication there.
You stated one of your goals is to leave Northport better than you found it. What does that mean to someone who doesn't know you?
I mean, I think that's
We've been
probably my
addressing it,
life
but
philosophy
yeah.
to leave everything better than I find it, to improve other people's lives. I mean, that's how we build a legacy. I feel like I don't have children, just me and my dog. So part of the way to give back and have a legacy is to help in our community. And I feel like being kind to others is paramount, especially right now during this election cycle. There's a way to speak with kindness rather than out of fear. So, I mean, leaving it better than you found it is something that you try to do when you're in athletics. You try to do it in any job because if you're working at your top performance, you're making something better than it was before you were there. So I think it's important to do that. I do believe in preserving our past because it propels you into your future.
Northport has 10 schools, elementary, middle, and high school, 10 collective schools. And obviously, they're not under Northport control. It's Tuscaloosa City and County. So it's a little bit of a complicated question. Many people say, oh, we need to do better for our schools without realizing some of the dynamics there. Um, how would you parse through some of those dynamics and improve the 10 schools that are in the Northport city limits?
So it's a little bit of a touchy subject because we shouldn't want to or try to control the county board, in my opinion. But what we can do is support them and leave it better than we found it. So, I mean, it's not
Like
fair to
that.
take credit for this because the council and the mayor before us implemented the 1 cent sales tax. Being able to help them financially when they have needs or they have a capital project or the principal at Eccles calls me and needs some help with a parking lot issue or a trash pickup that maybe should have happened from a different avenue, but they need help tomorrow or next week. Having those relationships are important and being able to help someone when they ask for it. I think the city of Northport is in a position to do that. And I think we have supported our schools. One of the projects that I worked on in 2020, so really early, right after I got in there, was with Miss University of Alabama. Her name was Isabella, and we created some sensory rooms in the elementary schools. They didn't have them. And through her platform with Miss University of Alabama, she was able to partner with me and give back to those schools. So I think it's finding ways that we can supplement and help, but without impeding them and what their plan is for the future. I think that's the path forward right now.
You'll be working should you be reelected with a new mayor. There's a list of 3, 4, 5 mayors that are up on the up for election. What are your thoughts on a city council and the city council working with the mayor in ways that the two entities can work together?
I think that the mayor we have now, Mayor Herndon,
Yep.
has been very honorable. He's been a great leader. I hate to see that he is not running again, but it's time for him to enjoy his life and have a little bit of retirement. So I'm happy for him. I hate to see him leaving the arena, but that time comes for everybody. You know, he's chosen that as time. He's been a great mentor for me. He's helped me when he was on the council. He was the chair of the finance committee. I was the co-chair and walked in and was, what is all of this? I've seen books before, but not quite like this. So um, he's taught me to be sparing, but be conservative and make sure that we are fiscally responsible so that we're setting up the next generation. Our reserves, we have, I think, 15% of our budget in reserves, and then an extra 2% on top of that, plus additional funding that we've set aside for emergencies like a sinkhole. Those pop up and they're a couple $1,000,000 sometimes to fix. So we're prepared for that. We're set for that. And it is due to Dr. Hinton's leadership. I feel like I need to call him the Honorable Mayor Dr. John Hinton. I really feel that all of those words describe him in such a way. He's been such a great leader for all of us. He's been a glue and a conduit. I think whatever mayor comes in needs to be that glue that binds everyone, who can be the person who goes between the staff and each council member to encourage everyone to work together for the best of Northport.
You're running against Turnley Smith, or Turnley is challenging you, I should say. Can you say something nice about Turnley Smith?
Oh my gosh. So I don't really know Turnley Smith very well. I know that there was some email communication between us a couple of years ago. He had a flooding issue on the street in front of his house. And I was happy to be able to get Public Works to come out and work with him to correct that. That is the extent of what I knew about him before this election. So, something good I can say about him, I do love his signs. He's got a great billboard out there that's flashy and blue.
Perfect. I'll leave you the last word. Is there anything that I've missed here? Because we've hit kind of the basic big block issue, but there might be something you're passionate about that you are saying, oh, we should have talked about that. Is there anything that we've missed today that you think we should chat about?
We've covered a lot. I can think the only thing I can possibly imagine is that I wanna see a dog park,
I'd tell you that'd be great.
like a little pocket park, but it's safe for dogs too. I think that's something that I talked about maybe in 2020 that I wanted to try, and we kept, like, circling around it because there were all these bigger fish to fry, but why not add another project into this term?
Well, I appreciate your time. I'll leave you with the camera a couple minutes to say whatever you'd like to your potential voters. I live in your district, so I'll be
Yes,
thinking about it. So I'll leave you the
absolutely.
last word. We're with Christy Bobo, and she's running for re-election for the District 1 City Council seat right here in Northport. And we'll remind you these elections are August 26th.
Yes. So if you're in District 1, you will vote at City Hall. And you can go to ChristyBobo.com to find out more about me or get in touch through the button on there. You can also email me. It's cbobo@ChristyBobo.com.
Christy, thank you so much for your
Yeah.
time. I look
Thanks for
forward to
having
the
me.
rest of the month, and we'll see what happens. Best of luck.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Of
Nice
course.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.